This girl is so lonely. She looked around on the train. I want to see if there will be a handsome guy sitting opposite. While watching, I complained in my heart. Chatbox is coming, chatbox is coming. Don't sit here, man, don't. No. Greta Thunberg, Ireland. Thanks, no need. A whisker stopped in front of her. She doesn't even look, she just looks down at the book. The man looked at her sharp eyes and walked away. An elder sister came with an animal. Kindly ask the girl if she will mind. Girl looking at her. Dayu was also scared away. Finally, a handsome guy came up before the train started. Paula seems to hear love calling her. No one here. The guy chose the table next to him. Paula's heart is broken at the big club S scene. But soon she has another chance. At the next stop, the beautiful woman next door will get off. Aha, there is hope. Paula got a call from the courier. She asked the courier to change the address and send it to her mother's house. It's March 2020. Mass shutdowns in the early stages of the outbreak. Paula needs to stay at her mother's house because of school closures. The trolley came after hanging up. Do you need tea or coffee? Coffee, tea. Leaving a big spectrum, the two looked at each other awkwardly. Man talking up. Talk about the recent ban due to the epidemic. He said he was a technician and was shut down due to the pandemic. Now go to my brother in Dublin. Then he began to complain about his brother's various problems. Paula listened silently and even gave birth. Want to invite boy to mom's house next second. Shut up, you only met him 2 minutes ago. Luckily I didn't lose my mind. She curiously asked the technician about the specific job content. Men use a bunch of professional terms. I heard Paula froze for a moment. After speaking, the man is polite. Ask Paula if she is majoring in college. At this time, the man said that his neck was a little uncomfortable. Paula let him sit down naturally. She couldn't hide and asked why the man chose that place in the first place. I like to face the direction the train is traveling. Now you're facing the opposite direction. Yeah, but I face you. Paula smiled and took the initiative to switch places with him. Man named Michael is very chatty. The two chatted and laughed about their lives all the way. Talk about your work and your favorite movies. Paula sensual, Michael rational, but I'm still glad you're sitting here. The music is playing. A singer in the car improvised a song for them. You talk. Meet on the train. Didn't know each other 2 minutes ago. Talking and laughing now. It was a lovely encounter. Unbelievably cute. They were a little embarrassed at the end of the song. Soon they will be there. Both are a little reluctant. Michael hesitated to ask the phone after getting out of the car. Suddenly he called Paula. Paula got a kick and then, 0858385. No. Turns out she had been waiting for Michael. But Michael wasn't looking for her for a phone call. How confident were foreigners in the early days of the outbreak? They fell in love on the train. Guy insists he doesn't want girl's phone number. Instead, we agreed to meet you at the station in 2 weeks. On the first train back to school. When the situation improves. In his eyes, the epidemic will end in 2 weeks, so he's an unprecedented romantic. What you see in front of the screen 2 years later must have rolled his eyes. Paula believes and agrees. They didn't exchange numbers but went home separately. Wait for 2 weeks. Paula goes back to her mother's house. And Michael ran to his brother. It was at her mother's house that Paula knew how dire the situation was. The streets are completely blocked, you can't even go to the supermarket to shop. She told her mother about Michael. At the same time, Michael also told his brother about Paula. Brother is shocked. Is this what modern people love? Don't ask for email. Don't ask for number, just leave a promise. But when Paula's mother found out, he's so romantic. They feel that this is too much like a movie, such as a trilogy. The brother on the other side asked Michael Paula for specific information. Michael said Paula was studying medieval history and then, like, Game of Thrones. Being so gagged by my brother. Michael also regrets not asking for Paula's number, especially at night when he subconsciously takes his cell phone. But I remember when I didn't leave contact information. He opened the memo with a long sigh and pretended to write a text message. On the other hand, Paula is also very sensitive to the sound of the message. When you hear the sound, go get your phone. But unfortunately it's not the one she wants. No message. She opened the voice memo. Hello stranger on the train. I don't have your number so I can't message you. But if I could I would say, miss you. They start living in home isolation. Paula doing yoga while Michael works out. Soon 2 weeks have passed. Paula learned from the radio. Original 2-week ban extended to 3 weeks. And the 2-kilometer blockade is still in effect. This means they may not be able to get out. Europe after the outbreak. Every street is blocked off. Man riding a bicycle trying to sneak out. At first, he told the traffic police that he was exercising. Seeing that the traffic police wouldn't let him go, he told a story. He fell in love at first sight with a girl at the train station. They didn't leave a phone number, only agreed to see you in 2 weeks because they felt They will definitely meet again. Very romantic. The traffic police heard a wow, and then, I heard a lot of excuses today. But you are so touching. Right. No, that's the dumbest excuse I've ever heard. The traffic cops say there are checkpoints all around here. Don't say people and ghosts can't pass to the train station. Michael is dumbfounded. I didn't expect the epidemic to be so severe. On the other side, Paula got a little anxious when she heard the radio. She dare not break the rules. I also don't think a rational person like a man would go. Even started to do self-suggestion. In fact, he's not that special, and he has a beard. I don't like my job as a technician. Actually, Michael lied to Paula. He advertises. Mom gets anxious when she sees Paula backing down. After all, she took the whole street and bet, and I pressed a lot on this. Paula is speechless. In desperation, she could only ride a bicycle to the train station. But I was stopped halfway. She didn't struggle much and just turned around and went back. My heart is full of loss. Street neighbors watched her come back alone. They all exchanged tacit glances. Even my mother is disappointed. Daughter has been in college for 2 years without getting off the list. It is not easy to have the opportunity to be persuaded by the epidemic again. At the same time, Michael also pushed the bicycle back. Brother firmly does not believe that Paula will go to the train station. Or did he make a bet with his brother? Said to pay him a year's rent. Just borrowed a bicycle. He sat at the door in disappointment and suddenly thought, when Paula called on the train that day, I once said the address of my mother's house. He struggled to remember. Ottomantown. Yes, 1 Ottomantown Road. Ottomantown. Michael smiled. He quickly got up and asked his brother to change a car. Drive to Paula Street. Lots of stuff in the car. Michael decided to go to the end here. A woman came out. Michael probes and finds out she's not Paula. He simply got off the station and waited on the street. Did he finally wait? No one knows. The story is set in the early days of the epidemic. I have to say that a lot has changed since the pandemic. 2 years are like being stolen. If there is no epidemic, this may be a plain but romantic story. Just fortune telling. How about you? How has the pandemic changed your life?